This episode is great for female artists and people that want to start a band.
It's crazy that people like this type of music now. And I was like, what do you mean? I didn't even really realize that we had written something that was kind of retro.
This week we welcome Frankie, the lead singer of Dizzy Days, a Brisbane-based all-female electro-pop band.
We could all tell that we really wanted to be really good friends, but we just didn't know each other. I guess it's just like that first impressions, but times 4. So it was like big energy. I was like, please like me.
In this week's episode, we talked about starting a band with people you've never met.
I was like, no one here is going to want to do the kind of stuff that I want to do with music. So I'm just going to put the message out on Facebook.
Writing music.
I'll have a general vibe of what I want in the song, but I feel like once I hear the melody, I'm like, oh, that's what the song's about afterwards. And it's like just grows limbs from there, you know what I mean?
And what it's like being a woman in the music industry.
And also even just people being like over offering to carry our things. Like that's such a thing. I'm like, I'm a big girl.
Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. That's very quiet. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Froe Show. My name is Frankie, and I'm joined as always by my beautiful co-host, Joe Murray.
Hello, Froe.
And we are joined by another beautiful guest this week, Frankie.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Aisling is the lead singer of Dizzy Days, musician, singer, artist, person of creativity. Do you want to give a little bio of kind of what you do now?
That's a big one. I sing, obviously. And kind of, I guess, well, the band began in November of last year. So then ever since then, I've, I guess, been the unofficial manager of Dizzy Days.
Ooh.
But that's me giving myself that title, so sorry, girls. That's me assuming. I send the invoices, that's all that needs to be done. But yeah, just sing a lot, write songs, stress about not having things done because we're all busy, very busy.
Yep.
And all of our timelines, like we have like 2 times in the week where we can meet up properly. So that causes a little bit of stress, but also excitement.
Is Dizzy Days the first band that you've like been in properly?
Yeah. I was doing music at uni, so like I've been in uni bands, but then yeah, this is the first one like outside of that I've been in.
Right.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. I saw like my friends doing it and I was just like, oh wow.
By doing it you mean being in bands?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and like I knew, because I kind of always saw myself as like a solo artist, but then I was like, I will not do this if I'm doing it by myself, you know, like I feel like I'm very much bounce off the energy of the people around me. So I was like, you know what, screw it. Like, I don't know what's going to come of this, but I want to do music. The Brisbane music scene is so fun and exciting and there's so much good music coming out. And I don't know, I guess just being in the audience so often, I was like, yeah, okay, get your act together. Do it. Just do it. Like, why not?
Yeah. How did it actually come together then? Like, how did Dizzy Days start?
Well, we didn't know each other.
Oh, like at all?
No.
What?
Yeah.
Wait.
Hold on.
How did you meet then?
Hang on. Yeah, that's wild. I was like expecting like, oh, you know, me and Michaela went to uni together and like, blah, blah, blah.
No.
Okay. Please tell.
Well, I was like, I want a girl band. And then, and also everyone at my university did like rock. And as you know, we're not rock.
Oh, I should mention, we've been to one of the Dizzy Days gigs. That's kind of how I met Aisling. I know we know Michaela and she invited us along. That's how I should just jump in and connect that.
Bit of context.
Yes, sorry, carry on.
Yeah, so I was like, no one here is going to want to do the kind of stuff that I want to do with music. So I'm just going to put the message out on Facebook, on Brisbane music scene. I don't know if you know that group.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, it's just...
I do not.
But then EJ, our guitarist, she responded and we just had a chat and we did like this weird like interview. audition thing, not interview, that's the wrong word, but like a mini audition, but not really. I was just like, come to my uni, like let's chat and like bring a guitar and we'll see what happens. And then I was like, yep, sick, you're in. It was so weird, like putting myself in that position. I was like, this is kind of gross. And then my friends went to a gig with like of Bridget's old band, the bass player, Bridget, hot girl bass player. That's her title, HGB. Wait, anyway. No, yes. HBG, hot bass gal. That's it. Right. Yeah, yeah, so they went to one of her gigs and they saw her and they went, Aisling, you need her in your band. So I just like shot her a message on Instagram and I was like, starting a band. This is it. Like I've got I had little songs from uni already and I just kind of sent them through. And she's like, yeah, like I'll come and meet you and EJ. And then Michaela was such a shot in the dark because obviously like, why would she see our messages? Because like she's got a big Instagram following. Yeah,
I think she's at 160,000 now or something wild.
Yeah. So I was like, well, she's in Brisbane. So I might as well. And then we had actually a different girl from my uni drumming for us for a minute, but she was just so busy. So that kind of like didn't, like the timelines just weren't working. But then somehow it turned out that a friend of mine teaches Michaela drums. His name is Nick. He's in the Dandies.
Yeah. I love the Dandies.
Yes,
okay.
yes. So
for a while there, I thought that Michaela was the drummer for the Dandies.
No.
And that took me like 3 months to correct in my brain.
All the drummers just combined.
Yeah, they're all one person in Brisbane.
Yeah.
I mean, they're kind of like 3 people.
Yeah. It's fair. They're all in like 5 bands. But yeah, so Nick teaches Michaela, and I was friends with Nick. So then I think he told her to check her messages or something, and then that's how that happened.
Right.
Because it's a very small place, this city.
It's like the biggest country town in the world.
Yep. It is. It truly is. Everyone knows each other and doesn't at the same time.
Yes.
But yeah, that's how we started. And then we just had like a gig like late December, and we didn't have a set really. We were like, let's just do it. Let's just say yes. Like, let's just pump out some songs. And we wrote like, I want to say like 4 or 5 songs, like quite quickly. It was just a half-hour set. So, and I already had a few. So it was okay, but still stress. I feel like we've not had a chance to just kind of like just write. It's always like we're doing something for something all the time. So we're like chasing our tails sometimes, but in the best way, if that makes sense. Like we're just busy, but it's great, you know?
Yeah. What was the first rehearsal like then for people that don't know each other?
Yeah, it was pretty awkward. Yeah. Well, ish. We could all tell that we really wanted to be really good friends. But we just didn't know each other. And we were just like, I guess it's just like that first impressions, but times 4. So it was like big energy. I was like, please like me.
They don't have a choice though if you put it together, right? Like they just have to like you.
No, she's a bitch.
Gets kicked out.
Yeah, I get isolated. So thanks
you guys sit in the corner, singer girl.
Thanks for putting us together. You can leave.
Surely that's happened at some point, right? Not to you personally.
Probably.
But absolutely, that must have happened. Someone's put together a band and they've all voted them out.
Almost Queen.
Almost Queen.
Freddie Mercury. Yeah. They're like, calm down.
Apparently there's a new Queen song coming out soon with Freddie Mercury vocals.
What?
Yeah, I saw it the other day. Apparently there's one that's like 30 years old that they'd never released, and they're going to release it like sometime in the next couple months.
I wonder if Freddie's happy or really upset by that.
I don't think he has much of a say in it, to be honest.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Too soon. Is
it? No, it's always too soon.
It's always too soon.
Anyway, sorry, yeah. You were in the room with them for the first time, and it was big energy.
Yeah, but then we were all like on the same wavelength, and we just kind of like slowly got to know each other. I was like, we need to go out. Actually, one of the first, like a couple of days after I met EJ for the first time, she came out with me, like just to the valley. So that was like a good icebreaker. And then Bridget and I actually end up going to Wigs. There at the zoo.
I love Wigs.
Who doesn't love Wigs? But yeah, I think I already had tickets or something, and she's like, "Are you going?" And I was like, "Yeah." Come. And then yeah, we bonded over that. And then Michaela's Michaela. She's just like a lovable.
Yeah. Michaela was the first friend that I made here at Vent Space.
Oh, fair.
Because she was just like, "Oh my God, I'm so excited, there's a new person." And just like talked for like 10 minutes. And I was like, I think we're friends now.
I think I love you. I know, she's so cute. I love her. But yeah, that's pretty much the origin story.
Fascinating. And what was it like? Actually, no. So you released your first single, and that's the gig that we were at. That was your single launch. What made you pick that single over the other 4 songs I think you said that you had written?
I guess we just thought it was the best. Like, I think it's that, like, I think we're kind of dissatisfied with like some of our stuff. And then this was like, it was funny. We actually wrote that song for our first 45-minute set. It was like 3 days out. And I had this like bass line in my head. And I was like, so I was playing on Logic. And I was like, guys, this is going to be good. It's so weird to say that about something that you made, but I feel like that's actually something everyone needs to be allowed to do, is like say that they think that something that they did was really cool. So I'm trying to let myself. But yeah, so I had that bass line like doom 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 doom.
It gets stuck in my head.
Yeah, it's such an earworm. But that's always how with my writing process. If I'm like, it's always so random. Like something will just come into my head. I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna voice memo this. Like my voice memos on my phone is just like chock-a-block. Like I've got so many songs that just don't exist. They're just like a 10-minute snippet. And 10-second snippet. 10 minutes. It's not a snippet.
It's just 10 minutes of you
freestyle.
scatting.
That's a no, me. Every day. I love jazz. But yeah, so that happened, and I just like popped it into Logic, and then I kind of had like in the second verse, it's like mindset changes. I was like, this is it. This is it. This is the song that we release. And I don't know. I was kind of like, I was like, this is fun, and it sounds like something that I would listen to, and it's. I feel like our other songs had like, I guess not so much of an identity as that song. It was kind of like just things that I had written. But then this song was very much like I can hear every part and like what the energy is going to have. And I feel like this is the Dizzy Days energy. Whereas like the other songs, some of the other songs just kind of, yeah, I guess when you're a new band, like you're still trying to build up that repertoire and stuff. So as like a group with that identity. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Was the plan to always release a single? Or was there ever thought of an EP or an album?
Yeah, I feel like I don't know, I guess like a single is financially a way to go.
Then you get 30 cents instead of 3.
Yeah, no, but like recording an EP is so expensive, but also like we were just so sure about this song, and I also feel like it's just what you do. You know what I mean? Like I feel like it's a bit of a sheeple, like follow what the crowd does type thing, but a single is really good because you can like really put your heart and soul into making it perfect, or like as close to your version of that as you can, and like really kind of be like I don't know, just devote every second to it instead of spreading yourself thinly across a bunch of songs, especially as a new band trying to figure out your own sound and working with a new producer for the first time. Like if it's an EP and you commit to one producer, like lucky Sam was amazing. Sam Woods, by the way. He deserves it. But yeah, no, he was great. But like, imagine if we had hated him and then he did our whole EP. Like that would be scary.
Yeah.
And you'd be
I mean, like,
"Eh."
Take My Heart really solidified your vibe as a band, I think. Like you were saying before, like, it takes a while to find that sound, but then I think you've nailed it with this single.
Oh, thank you.
Is that the sound that you want to continue carrying through with Dizzy Days?
Yes and no.
Okay.
We love that kind of thing, but we also kind of really want to dive into like a little bit more like electronic, like heavy synth.
Yeah. Because right
Like-
now you're kind of in this like 80s synth pop kind of vibe,
Yeah.
which I love.
Yeah, I like the 80s. I think I want to have like, it's so confusing, but definitely dance music, I think, is what we want to do for sure. But that's such a big realm of songs. But we kind of, we want to experiment with like some darker sounding, like bass heavy, pulsy type songs, but still have kind of like disco tokes in them, and kind of try and make like our own sound of like disco plus, I don't want to say EDM, but I do want to say EDM, like, you know, like dance, heavy bass, just like pulse, just like so you can't stop moving. Like that's kind of like what that makes me excited. I just like when I go to like festivals or anything, I'm like, I just want to dance. So then I want to be able to do that for other people as well who feel the same way. So yeah, that's kind of
Right. So
that.
your connection with writing music is more so imagining it played live rather than thinking of like, okay, if I record this, it's going to sound like this, and then, you know, I don't know. I think it's really easy to make things for the online experience now, but the way that you're talking about it sounds like you're very devoted to making it sound good for live performance.
Yeah. Well, there's especially having not been able to go to live shows for so long, it kind of gave me this like, I mean, I already had it, but like this extra hunger for just like dance and like, I don't know, touching bodies with strangers and like, but you're all feeling the same thing, but you don't know each other, but you do. And it's just this crazy energy. And like when you can feel like bass in your chest, and it's just like, I don't know, transcendent. Like it's like anything could be happening outside the crowd, but like here and now, this is what's happening. And it's like, I don't know, it's upbeat meditation.
Whoa! That was sick.
Yeah.
That fully like went straight through to my core. That was so cool.
Yeah.
Wow, I had something lined up and that just went, and now it's gone.
It's like, goodbye.
Yeah. I'm not going to stop thinking about that
You were
now.
too in the moment. That's why.
I know, I was too in the moment. Oh, that's what I was going to say. I used Take My Heart in the vlog from that day that we went to your single launch. And I got so many comments and messages about how good the song was,
Oh,
I put
that's
it
so
over like the
exciting.
montage of you guys, and they were all like, because a lot of my audience is like a bit older, they're like 40s, 50s. They're like, this reminds me so much of like the music I listened to when I was younger. Like, it's like
Yeah.
if Kate Bush was around now, and I was like, whoa, like clearly
Whoa,
this like
Kate
people are
Bush.
into it, you know?
That's a huge.
Yeah,
That's a huge name.
that's a big old name, especially now with Stranger Things.
Yeah. What a
Um,
reemergence.
We love it.
Yeah, I actually had someone's like dad say that to me, be like, oh, it's crazy that people like this type of music now. And I was like, what do you mean? I didn't even really realize that we had written something that was kind of retro.
Yeah.
But like it has like, I guess disco, like that's like ABBA, but we don't sound like ABBA. But that kind of like,
But it goes to show that everything connects. Everything's a circle
yeah.
with art.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess like through actual trends in history, things do come back, like Crocs. They should not.
Actually, I've seen a lot of people with Crocs recently.
Yes.
Oh no.
Yes.
Oh, that's bad.
It's all coming back.
That's
Yeah.
terrible. Maybe I
They-
should get some Crocs.
They kind of like plateaued. I don't think it's gonna like really.
Right.
But I've been watching this trend closely because it's got to be kept tucked away. Crocs.
I used to rock Crocs as a kid.
Mm.
I wore them all the time.
I got a pair of pink ones for my 10th birthday, and they had the little. What are they called?
The pop-in things that you
Yeah.
could get? Yeah.
Oh no, they have such a good name.
Squingos.
Yeah.
I have
that's
no
it.
idea.
That's not what it is.
It's some, it's like in that area. It's like
yeah.
poppos, popplies.
Poppies?
No. I don't know. That's my car. Um, but what was your childhood like in terms of music? Did you play a lot of music? Did you sing a lot?
I was always in choirs. That was like my thing. So I don't know if in Take My Heart you noticed like all the backing vocals.
I did.
Yeah.
You know why I noticed this?
Why?
Because Joe and I were choir captains.
Yes. Love
And I
it.
think that's the first time I've ever said that
Yes.
publicly.
Oh, great.
I was also a choir captain.
Woo. Yes.
Yes.
I love choir. It's so lame. It's so good.
It's lame in the best way, though.
It depends what choir you're in, though.
We were in a regular standing,
Yep.
normal choir.
All of the choirs.
And we were in a show choir, which is where you sing and you dance, but you do both poorly.
Oh, great. Mediocre.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
But our regular choir was pretty good.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah, we had like a girls' choir that was like 12 piece, and our teacher would give us like these crazy complex songs, and it was just like amazing when it all came together. I think that's like what I really love about music is like people working together and people feeling the same way, but not having much choice in the matter. Like because the music tells you what to feel, and like that's so cool. Yeah, that's kind of what's always drawn me to it. But it's more of like, I guess like, I feel like I'm going on such a tangent right now.
Please
But,
do.
Good. Good.
but I feel like there's like people who really are lyrics driven and then there's people who are like melody driven, and I'm definitely on that side of the spectrum. The lyrics always come second for me. Like it's more like I fill in the gaps. And I'll have a general vibe of what I want in the song, but I feel like once I hear the melody, I'm like, oh, that's what the song's about afterwards. And then I'm like, okay, sick. I can see it here from this one part. And it's like just grows limbs from there. You know what I mean? Anyway, what were we talking about? Choir. And then before that, what were we talking about?
Childhood music.
Yes. Okay. Great. Childhood music. So I actually didn't really... It's actually one of those things that makes me feel a little bit like not left out, but like I did not have a parent that loved like Jimi Hendrix and like Santana and all of those like 60s, 70s like rock bands, which I feel like a lot of kids, well not kids anymore, but like people my age, their parents really loved and were passionate about and taught them about. But like I feel like mine was very much the pop of the time. Like I remember Kylie, that was like one of my favorite songs. Like Can't Get You Out of My Head, great, iconic. But yeah, like Kylie, Sophie Ellis-Bextor, Dido, bit of Murder on the Dance Floor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then like who else? Yeah, it was always just like pop because that's what my mum loved, and she would just like play it. And she also loved. Oh, then there was a bit of Leonard Cohen, but actually back then I did not like him, his voice. But now listening, I'm like I can appreciate it, you know. So yeah, then in school it was just like choirs, musicals, that kind of thing. And then I played piano a lot when I was a kid, and then I didn't like my teacher at all. Like she just made me so like, ugh. So then I stopped playing, and I've lost a lot of I realized a lot of the stuff that I learned was very much muscle memory, but at least I have like the dexterity, like I can still play, but now I'm trying to relearn in a non-classical sense, which is actually quite complex because you have to be very strategic and think of what's going to complement the song instead of learning the whole song. You know, it's like more of a part, or like playing different inversions and choosing like what's the best to complement it. Like it's so much about like you actually get a choice in the matter, which is super cool. And like you can play the same thing in multiple ways, and one will make you feel one way, or it'll sound cheap, or it'll just sound and then you can play it in another way, and it's like, oh, sick.
Do you find there's a lot of like experimenting in that then?
Yeah. Except my experimenting always I'm just like get so into it, and then I'm like I can't remember what I played for the last 10 minutes. Like I was just playing because I got a synth last year, and then I'm just like it's just like a toy. I just have so much fun on it.
I do that with really expensive camera stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
You just start playing with it, and then you're 4 hours later, and you're like, I should have been productive with this time.
Yep. Yep. But also, I guess that's productive, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you're learning how to use something, it's always productive, right?
Yeah.
Surely.
Yeah.
I'm going to use that justification.
That's it.
I think it's
a good justification.
That's very helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stop putting so much pressure on yourselves.
You said you went to uni, so you finished high school and then went to uni for music?
Yeah, I've actually deferred this this is my uni's like in trimesters.
Yep.
But
I think I know which uni this is.
yes. It's like the only one. But I've just deferred this try and last try, cuz I was just like, I'm doing the thing. I'm having fun. There's still like, I definitely would like to go back at some point, but I will if life tells me to, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there. I'm kind of just like go with the flow about it. It's a music degree. I don't want to teach. I don't need the paper right now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I mean, that's fair. I did the exact same thing granted, like I was doing a photography degree. I deferred the photography degree. And then COVID, like that was when COVID happened. So I was like, I'm not doing online learning for an arts degree. And then after 6 months, they cancelled the degree entirely. So I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm not doing it anymore.
Okay, well, goodbye.
It was the same thing though. I was like, okay, I guess I'm just going to do the thing. Like I don't need the piece of paper anymore.
And you're totally doing the thing.
Doing the thing.
Yeah.
Doing the thing 3 times.
Yeah. Thousands of times.
So many times. But then, yeah, so has music always been like a really big part of your life then?
Yeah. I kind of never knew quite what I wanted to do. Well, so I feel like I've always felt a need or like a pressure almost to like make some kind of difference. And like my big passion is the environment. I'm like such a fucking green. Anyway.
Just for audio listeners, I'm just gesturing to the set of plants.
Yeah. How many is there? What, 7?
A lot,
7
but I don't
plants?
take care of any of them. It's great.
Oh, they look great. Doing well.
I'll tell Ali and Tom that they're doing really well.
But yeah, so that was always something that I watched a few documentaries and I was done. I was like, oh wow, this is so scary.
Do you remember which ones?
Yeah, well there was it was actually one of my teachers at school. He's like the one teacher where I go, you made such a big impact on my life. Because he showed us The Cove and Racing Extinction, which are made by the same people. And then I went on to watch like Cowspiracy and like...
Cowspiracy's so good.
Oh, it's so good and so sad.
What's the other one? There's another one in that same vein.
There's a lot of them.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on, let me look it up. Carrot, keep...
Do it. But yeah, anyway, I watched them, had a few existential crises, and then I was like, well, what's the point in doing music? Like, if this is what my big, I don't know, what matters most to me, I'm like, this isn't helping, like, it's just fun. And I was like, well, I guess if I do music and people like me for my music, they might want to listen to what I have to say.
Yeah.
Because people won't watch a documentary if they don't care. Or they'll be like, can we just watch a movie instead? Or like, yeah. But if they really look up to someone for what they do, and then that's kind of like a byproduct of that, that's very cool.
So committing to music was kind of your way of being able to have a voice.
Yeah. But also doing what I love.
Yeah.
So it's a good
through doing what you love.
Yeah. So it's a good combo.
Yeah. The documentary is called The Game Changers.
Oh my God, so good.
Great documentary.
Arnie.
You have a watch list now of things to watch.
I do.
That's for everyone as well. Just
Game
gesturing
Changers
to
is
the
great.
cameras.
Game Changers is wild.
It's crazy. It changed my game.
Great. Now you're an athlete.
Now I'm a professional athlete. Catch me like in the quick name a sports thing.
Bobsled team.
That's such a left field sport.
Catch me in Cool Runnings.
No, but I was talking about this movie the other day. That's why I thought of bobsled.
I watched it for the first time last year. I hadn't watched it yet.
How had you not seen it before then?
Everyone goes, it's really good, but then no one was like, let's watch it together. So
I haven't watched it in ages. I feel like I've seen it like twice.
It's a good movie. It holds up.
When did it come out? Ages
like
ago.
90 something.
Yeah.
A very long time ago.
Yeah. It's iconic. Wow, we're still talking about it now. Let's hope we leave that legacy.
You know what? I quit filmmaking. I'm gonna make a bobsled team.
Yes.
Podcast, but bobsled.
Oh yeah.
What do you think?
I don't know what to say to that.
No?
No.
Just field recorders. We're in a bobsled. We have the guest in the back. We're interviewing
know
them
what you
as
mean.
we're
I thought you were saying the whole podcast would just be.
It's like a 3-second clip
Yeah.
of you going past.
No, it's that, but looped for an hour.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
That's like white noise. People would fall asleep to that. You know what you need? There's like 360 cameras.
I have one.
They're so
We're
funny.
sorted.
They are so funny.
I climbed a mountain last week and I used the footage in the vlog and I did the thing where you like put it in your mouth and you do POV shots.
And it's like,
But yeah, and then I used I made it look good in the vlog, but then I have this footage like exported on my computer of like the face thing where it's just like.
it's so good. It's so good.
I really need to like put it into a reel or something like that.
You should.
Yes, please.
Okay, done. I'm sold.
Please.
I'll do it. I will literally do it tonight.
I will be so happy.
And this episode comes out in 2 weeks, so go back on my Instagram and you'll see it.
You'll be like, that's it. It's a little Easter egg.
Huh?
It's a little teaser, a little Easter egg.
Yeah, and then like I'll just post it with no context, and they'll look back on it and they'll be like, "Oh, that's why it's there now."
Yeah.
All makes sense.
But also, why would it not be there? That's the bigger question.
Yeah, it fits in with my branding.
It's important content.
Yeah. I want to go back a little bit to you were saying the band was working with a producer for the first time. What was that experience like?
That was so cool and crazy because production's always something that I've been interested in, but it's such like a dark art. Like I find that if I don't know how to do something already, and then like I've got a song, I kind of like trying to learn the thing as I write the song. It like kind of then I'm like, oh, what was I doing? You know, it doesn't make sense. Like, so then actually working with someone who I'm like slowly getting better, but working with someone who just like, he is so fast, Sam again, he's just like knows his way around the programs. And then to be able to be like, I want this, and then just sing some weird noise at him and he can be like, yep. No, I know what that is. And
woo.
Yeah.
I want a bobsled going past.
Yes.
That's the bridge sorted.
Wow, genius. No, but just being able to be like, this is what I see or what I hear, and then he just like puts it in. It's like coming out of your brain as quickly as you think of it, or almost, and it's just like so cool. And also the ideas that he had for it were amazing as well. So it's just kind of was that I said to him the other day, I was like, you're like the fifth member of our band, like like because he just knows, well, or knew for Take My Heart. He's just like knew kind of the realm. I gave him like a lot of reference tracks with like very specific kind of this vocals, like this for the synth, this for the guitar, like that, those kind of sounds and things. So I feel like we were both kind of very well versed in kind of what we wanted the song to sound like, and then it was kind of like taking it from that live version where you're imagining what it's going to sound like to this thing that's just like, did we make that? Like, that's so crazy. How is that us? You know? Especially because it's like on Spotify, like that's so whack. You know? It's just so weird. Like, because I listen to it and I'm not like, I used to get like the ick so hard when I heard myself sing, but now I can listen to this song and be like, that's our song. And be like really like happy and like proud of it. Like that's cool.
I think that's a really good gauge of knowing like when you've hit something that's good and that you're like, when not just when you're proud of it, but when you can actually listen to it.
Yeah.
Like there was a really long time where I could not listen to an episode of this podcast.
Fair.
And then like there was a certain point where I was like enjoying listening to it while I edited it, and I was like, oh, like we've hit something now.
Yeah, like we've got the flow. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy because it's kind of like, I don't know, like looking in the mirror and liking what you see. Like, I mean,
yeah,
it's so unnatural. It shouldn't be. Like I was saying before, like we should all just be like, oh my God, I'm so proud of that. But yeah, it's an alien feeling.
Yeah, because you work so hard for something to be good, and all of a sudden you listen to it and you go, "Oh, this is good now."
Yeah. And it's like your version of good
Yeah.
versus other people's versions of good, and you just have to not care about them.
Yes. Yeah. We said that. Zach said that in last week's episode as well. Something along those lines. Being like, just do the thing, and if other people... Actually, I completely unrelated... Well, related, but not related to Zach. It was a quote from Teddy Roosevelt that I read in a book that I just saw, and basically the gist of the quote... It's called The Man in the Arena, and the quote is super, super long, so I'm going to condense it into like super simple, but basically like the quote is saying like the people that make fun of or like throw things at people in the arena shouldn't have any value. Like you shouldn't care about them as the person that's doing the thing. And the quote boils down to it being the person that's actually doing the thing or is creating something shouldn't even give the person that's making fun of them the time of day, because they're not the person that's putting the effort in. They're not trying the thing. So there's no point in giving them the energy that it takes to fight back.
Yeah, even in daily life. Even like out of an art context. Like what you wear. Who gives a damn? Like,
you can swear, it's okay.
like who gives a damn? But yeah, like, it's just like it is. If you like it, then you like it. Yeah. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like, actually, getting my hair done, terrifying because I had like, I don't know, like light brown hair before this, and then I work in an industrial estate, so it's just all old men that I reckon I serve like 5 women a day.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because it's all like tradies or like big boss men, and they're all just big white men,
big old dudes.
Yeah, big old dudes. But it's like it was so like because they're so, I don't know, normal, I say
in air quotes.
So then I like went to work the next day after getting my hair done, and I was just like like this is terrifying, because all these people, they just wear fluoro all day and they're either bald or graying, you know, like they all look the same. So then, and like I don't know, they're just used to like seeing other people who also look like them. And then I don't know why it affected me so much, but I guess it's like part of the reason I did my hair was so that I would have to face that fear of like people seeing it for the first time, because change is something that is very scary to me, whether it's like an outfit that I really like, but I know that as soon as I walk out the doors, like someone is going to be like, oh, nice outfit, or like interesting, like, and it's like, oh, yeah, I like it. Thanks. But yeah, that's like a daily struggle, I guess, in like, even if it's in a micro thought, it's like so deeply ingrained, I feel like, in a lot of people, especially throughout like high school and stuff, to get real deep. But yeah, it definitely transfers into art and what you want to do for a living. Like I remember like in high school not wanting to post like covers of songs or anything, because it's like, oh my god, why is she posting covers? It's like, who cares? Just do what you want to do.
Do the thing.
Do the thing. Yeah.
With that though, with Dizzy Days being an all-female band, how does that affect you guys? Like, do you get pushback, or do you get like negative comments because of that?
Not direct negative comments. It's more microaggressions.
And
I would
say. Can you expand on that?
We were actually at Burley Bazaar the other day, and we were having a chat to someone about this exact thing, and it was actually the sound guy there, and he was like, honestly, use a fake name, like use a man's name in your emails to like, it wasn't a bad thing. He was just like, look, I've used a fake name before, and like it works because it just gives you that like that fake authority and like respect. Like I feel like people definitely, the biggest thing we've gotten is when we've been like setting up on stage and people just automatically assume we don't know what we're doing. That happens all the time. Like it's probably like most gigs. And to be fair, like there's occasional times where we don't know what we're doing. But not from the get-go. Like it'll be tiny little things like like we have the exact same settings as the gig we played last week and everything was fine, and then this week they're putting the blame on us for XYZ sounding bad, and it's like it's literally it's not on our end kind of thing. But I don't know if that's like what everyone experiences as new musicians and like versus seasoned people who've been working in the industry for like 10 years with like a bunch of new bands. Like I totally get that, but it's yeah, it's definitely a thing. And also even just people being like over offering to carry our things. Like that's such a thing. I'm like, I'm a big girl. I can carry this. Like, I
can do it myself.
But thanks. It depends on like who and the tone and blah blah blah. Like there's obviously always different contexts for that kind of thing. But yeah, I feel like just little mansplaining, I guess, is the best way to put it. But it's actually, I think we're pretty lucky. We haven't gotten it very badly, but it's definitely a thing. And also sometimes I don't notice.
Yeah.
Which is, something I'm working on being more aware of, but I don't know, I guess it's one of those things. It's like, well, I'm not going to dwell on it. It is what it is, but it shouldn't be like that. But let's change. I guess that's also why I wanted the band to be all girls, is to balance out that, like we're called a girl band, but only because it's not a common thing. Like you wouldn't call an all boy band a boy band because that's like One Direction or like Westlife. They're like the ones that all sing. They like a boy band is like a genre, whereas a girl band is like any band that's all women,
right?
Or like people who identify as female. Like that's. It's like such a thing that needs to be changed. Like the mindset on it needs to like shift, but it's only going to shift when the ratio of men to women in the music industry is changed. So that's like a pretty cool thing that I'm like excited to be a part of. So yeah, that was a big reason why I wanted it to be a girl band.
Yeah.
To be like, to prove that we can play.
Yeah. We can do the thing.
Yeah. And also you have to be good. You have to be so good as a girl because like, or not like so good, but if you're bad, it's like, yeah, well, the girls, that kind of thing, you have to be like on your game. And that's a bit stressful sometimes because I do feel that sometimes like if I feel underprepared, I'm like, oh my God, this is a bit unprofessional kind of thing,
Do you feel like you have to prove yourself in a certain sense?
Yeah, for sure.
As not just a musician, but as like a capable person.
And also sending emails, I find I'm like, it's so fine if not, but we'd really like to do this. Whereas like I get emails and I realize it's just like, can you do this time, then? And I'm like trying consciously to be confident in that way of like being able to ask for things and be like, yeah, I'm capable of this as like a person, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Apparently that is a thing. There's like been studies on it. I can't reference anything, but like that women are very much like, if that's okay with you, if it's no hassle for you kind of thing. And something that definitely needs to just be like, we're working in the industry, this is the job kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just going to start signing every email as Ash.
Me. You know who this is already.
No, I started doing that too because I had the same problem. Obviously, I'm not a woman. But I did the same thing too. I was like, it's fine if not, blah, blah, blah. And then I very consciously made the decision to be like, no, like I need to start just like not demanding things, but being direct.
Yeah, because also, do you ever get an email and go, wow, that was direct?
Yeah.
No.
Exactly. Exactly. And the thing, it works.
Yeah.
Like when I offer film work to people, it's like, it's this much money. I have this date, and this date available. Let me know if you want to book me in and we'll do it.
Yeah.
Cheers, Frank.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's like,
it is what it is.
Yeah. And it also shows that you know what you're worth, I think.
Yeah.
Subconsciously even when you get an
yeah,
email
or
like
even
that.
like a placebo effect.
Yeah.
Like if you come across as confident, you automatically know what you're doing to that person.
Yeah.
And if they're the person that needs to think that you know what you're doing, then hooray. You've done your job.
Yeah. But yeah, no, like it's something that Joe and I have noticed a lot, what you were saying about like women in the arts in general. And we're very conscious about like trying our very best to have equal guests with like women, men, non-binary artists. Like that is a conscious decision that we make. It's no like trick of the light that every week we have a different gendered guest. Like it's very, very intentional.
Yeah.
But it's hard. Like it's really hard.
For sure. Well, because it's like, well, yeah, there is less women in the music industry or non-binary people, and it's because from such a young age, boys are guitarists.
Yep.
Drummers are boys. Like it's always boys that are taught the instruments.
Women sing, but only pretty.
And play piano. Just
Classical.
like me.
I played piano too, if it makes you feel any better.
Yes. Yes. No, but I feel like it's literally like girls sing and play piano and then boys do the rest. And like in high school, that's such a thing. And like in like bands and stuff, it's kind of weird if you're the girl in the band. You know what I mean? But if you're the boy in the band, like it's so normal. Yeah. And that hopefully that's like a school thing. Like that's such a deeply ingrained, I don't know, issue. But it's just like, I don't know. I don't even know where that stems from. But
sexism.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, of course. But like, why music? Like,
I don't even think it's a case of it being like, why music? I think it's just a thing and it's just extended to music.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And I guess like if you're a guy that dances as well, you're gay. Because apparently being gay is a bad thing, but it's not.
Yeah. I was just talking about this the other day because I also I'm just outing myself on the podcast today. I did ballet for like 6 years.
That's so cool though.
Or I did ballet for a couple years. I danced for 6 years. And I got that all the time.
Yeah.
Like getting called gay for no reason.
Yeah.
And it still comes up now, and I don't even dance anymore. I'm just nice to people.
Yes.
And they're like, "You're gay."
Yeah, because you're not afraid to have any feminine attribute.
Exactly.
Like it's like, you're obviously just like comfortable within yourself. It's
and I've been called some terrible things.
Yeah.
I got called one. I didn't even tell you this. I got called one on Sunday. I will tell you after the show what they called me because I literally cannot say it.
Oh wow.
On a recorded format. It was horrific.
gosh.
And I was like, and I don't even feel, it doesn't, like it obviously affects you, but like, I just feel sad for the person.
Yeah, like why do you let things that don't even affect you affect you?
Yeah.
Like it's such a thing. Like yeah, I guess just like if any person does something that's out of their stereotype, they're automatically like weird or they're gay or they're, you know, like, I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Out of the norm.
Out of the norm, and they stick out like a sore thumb, and it's like, well, it's just so old. Like, get over it, you know? Like, I've got a friend who's a tradie and a girl, and she's like, kind of like the same with the band stuff. She's like, a little bit of activism. Like, yes, like this is my one thing. Shout out to Georgia if you listen to this.
You'll get it, Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia. But yeah, it's just so crazy. I feel like I personally was very affected by them as well. And like, especially like, oh my God, team sport was the worst. Like PE, when you get into like the mixed teams and the boys just don't, I mean, I was a bit bad, but still, the boys just don't pass the girls the ball. Like it's just a thing. Like and you're just like so angry. Like, oh my God. Pass me the fucking ball.
So it's such a big thing in schools. Have you found that it's the same like at uni? Or is it different?
No, it's definitely different. But it is, I feel like arts degrees are a bit different because I feel like people in the arts are already open. I feel like if you're pursuing a career in the arts, you're already breaking out of that 9 to 5 norm, like heteronormative world. So I feel like that's kind of why. But it's potentially another, I guess it depends kind of what route you go down. But yeah, uni's been all right, I think. But it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Especially because you're in school for so many years and then like uni for like 2 or 3 or 4.
Or 1 if you drop out.
Or like a few trimesters.
I dropped out twice, so.
Oh, great. This is a record. Okay, fine.
Breaking boundaries. No, yeah, that was
You
just me.
you dropped out the most times.
That was
we
me
get it.
flexing. That was me mansplaining, dropping out.
You have to be the best at everything. That's good.
But what's next for you? Obviously, Dizzy Days. Do you have solo projects that you want to work on, or is it all Dizzy Days for you at the moment?
Yeah, at the moment, for sure, we're trying to figure out what we're releasing next. So we're going to do definitely a single. There's a chance it'll be a double single.
Yes.
It's a little inside scoop for you guys, but we don't know. It's very up in the air right now. We're like, do we want to try and write something new? Or we've got these two songs that we're like, they would be very cool to release together because they complement each other, which we played at the show that you would have seen.
I did. I have no idea what you're talking about.
That was a lot of
No,
songs.
that's okay.
That was a lot of songs.
I'm being very vague, so.
Yeah, okay.
But
They were all good, though. I'll just put that out there.
oh, thank
Very
you,
good, very good.
thank you. That show was fun. That was so fun.
You were so hype, and
Yeah.
I loved it. Every time a song stopped, I'm talking to the people now. Every time a song stopped, Aisling goes, "This is wild. There's so many people. This is blowing my mind right now."
Yeah, I was like, what the heck? Why are you cheering so loud? And then people were singing Take My Heart, and I was like, oh my God, that's
Yeah.
so crazy.
We met a complete stranger that night who'd come by themselves and was just like belting Take My Heart.
Yeah, and there was people who like bought T-shirts, and I had never met them. I'm like, oh, who did you come to see? Because I assume it wasn't us. And then they're like, oh, well, I don't know, we just like found you, and then saw that you were playing a show, so we came. I was like, what the? Okay, hi. I'm just a little person. I'm just like you. But that's so crazy.
But I'm special because I play music.
But I was on stage.
I was 70 centimeters taller than you for half an hour.
No, what were we saying before? Oh yeah, what's next? Yeah, I guess just kind of more releases. Want to get stuff done, like, and out so that people can sing along to more songs. And
It's me. I'm the person. It's just all the listens is just me on
Yeah.
repeat.
yeah, me too. I'm like, hyperanalyzing everything. It's such a thing. But yeah, that's what's
Alright.
next.
Well, so as we'll have to come to a close soon. We're getting towards the end of the show.
Sorry, I talk your ears off. Once I start
That is
talking about
kind of
something.
the whole point.
Yeah.
So
It
you've
is a
done well.
podcast. Crazy.
So
Actually, wait, before you do it,
Oh.
had you been interviewed or on a podcast or anything before this?
No.
Oh?
My only interview was, oh my God, it was so bad. So I'll keep it quick. But 4ZZZ,
Uh-huh.
also great. Big
Love
shout out to
4ZZZ,
them.
yep.
Love 4ZZZ. They called about the song because they played the song the day before we released it.
Right.
And we did like a little over the phone interview, but that was like the closest thing to an interview. So then this is my first podcast and in-person interview.
That's very
Great.
exciting.
Yes. Hopefully I didn't get too intense about anything.
no,
You did well. You
No.
crushed it.
So is there anything in the show that we haven't talked about that you wish we had, or a story you wish you could have told, or something you wish we'd brought
I
up?
feel like we covered a lot. Like I was just like, I'm just gonna come and see what happens.
Nice.
Great.
Well, then, this is the last question. What would you say to someone who is thinking about or is just starting a career in music?
That's big. Like, just say fuck it to everyone, including yourself, that little naggy voice in your brain that's telling you not to do it and telling you, oh, okay, no, this is good. This is something I had to tell myself. I was like, I never thought I was a good enough singer. And because I was like, yeah, I can sing, but it's like nothing special. It's not like Beyonce. I was like, there are people who literally are bad singers who are huge. Like, it doesn't matter as long as you work your ass off and you're passionate about it and you have like a creative, you have like ideas and a passion. That's all that matters. Like, make it your own. Like, I guess that's the whole thing of art, is like kind of being like having the art embody you as a person and come out and be like something unique. So it doesn't matter how good you are. Good is subjective. It doesn't matter. Just do it if you want to do it. And that's kind of what I had to tell myself.
Nice. I loved that. Where can people find you? Where can people find Dizzy Days? And feel free to plug anything and everything.
Okay, the band Instagram is Dizzy Days Band. Very crazy. We're on like Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, well, all streaming platforms for Take My Heart. And then I'm just Aisling, spelled Aisling, Frankie, Frankie.
Same as my name, but with an IE.
Yes. Wait, yes.
Yes.
Yes. That took me so long to process. I was like, what did you just say? And then, yeah, that's pretty much me.
Great.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming.
you.
Of course.
We have a little tradition on the show for people right at the end. We have an outro song that we play. So what's going to happen is I'm going to do the outro to camera, and then I'm going to say bye, Joe's going to say bye, and then you're going to say bye,
Okay.
and then you get to press this little magenta button. there.
Okay, great.
Yeah?
Yep.
Sorted?
Done.
Awesome.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to do it now.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much for watching or listening to this episode of The Froe Show. We hope that you've enjoyed it. Thank you so much, Aisling, for joining us. Go check out Aisling and Dizzy Days on Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, all the things, and go listen to the single Take My Heart. It's a certified banger. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next week. Also, rate us on Spotify. Get ready to press the button. Bye.
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 Great. I think the speaker's dead.
It is playing.
It is playing.
Great.
Good job. Well done. You crushed that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming on.
Oh my God, I'm so say something that's like, someone's gonna hear and be like, what the fuck is she talking about?